Welcome back to this next episode of my survival let's play. I hope you enjoyed that little montage in the beginning. I wouldn't call it a grind, but it was just, me making a bunch of tools, and here I am getting ready to infect and cure these villagers. So I lured in that zombie. He later despawns and I have to get another one. So I'm brewing up a lot of potions because all the villagers are in the wall. I mentioned that in the last episode. I might have made a little bit more work for myself with them in the wall, but it turns out to be very easy. So I'm going to get 20 some potions of weakness. I don't need anywhere near this much to convert all the villagers, but it is nice to have. Alright, I got the stuff set up here. I think I'm ready to get a zombie in here and infect all the villagers and cure them. I'm kind of nervous. There's a lot of work that's went into this place. But, if you don't do it, it's not going to get done. So now we just kind of have to wait and see if a zombie spawns. Hopefully sometime soon. That'll work just fine. So take this first. And okay, cool. Oh, that's right. He hit me and then the thorns. So he's just pathfinding to me. There we go. Working. That's great. So then that and this. I am a genius. I don't get hit, genius. So that worked. I'm thinking one. I don't know if one splash potion will be enough. That'd be 3 splash potions anyway. Let's just see. Yeah, all 3 of them got particles. 1, 2, 3. Fantastic. Oh, this is working great. Oh, this is going to give us some good book trades. So now we just sit here without things obstructing our view. Oh, this is nice. Oh, this works so well. I suppose I could have let one of those guys out and let them infect the other ones on the other side, my farmers and masons, but one step at a time. Oh, there it was. As soon as I took a screenshot. I'm anxious to see his trades. Actually, they should all be going, pretty quickly. Here we go. There we go. From 14 down to 1 and 3. I would actually really like for this to be 1. 1 silk touch. 1 mending. 14 for name tag. I'd actually like that to be a little bit cheaper. 6 for unbreaking. 39 for sharpness. Almost half. Not too bad, I suppose. And 1 for thorns. Oh man, this is nice. Alright, this is great. So we can move this box over here to these zombie villagers. So soon to be. You didn't hear anything. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Somebody else did. Soon to be zombie villagers, and let's do the same thing again. Ooh, I probably lost those composters underneath. Yeah, I've been recording for 20 minutes. Those composters are gone. And into the hole. Come on. Why would you? There you go. Come with me to the cash bar. You're right there in front of him. You have done me a great service, one which I shall not forget in the next 3 or 4 seconds. There we go. Once more, under the bridge. Well, since you went ahead and done it, yeah, 1. That's nice. Well, see, these were 22 and they went down to 16. That's 20 and it went down to 14, so that's probably what he's going to do, right? Right? Yep. 10 points for me. I don't have yours yet, because I may have lost it. Don't look at me like that. It was probably your own fault for having your prices too high. I'll get it back for you eventually if I feel like it. Alright, so with the villagers taken care of, what really needs to be addressed now is the storage. So this is my idea for the storage system. There's going to be 2 item filters behind these chests, and the blocks above tell us what goes in there. So this is going to be the bulk storage side, and it's going to be for mostly non-crafted blocks, with the exception of glass and blue ice, because even though I mine a lot of packed ice, it's not going to be used a lot. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So this whole side is going to be bulk storage for blocks and for certain items that I should be getting a lot of. Sugar cane, melon, pumpkin, that's for gunpowder, that's for redstone. Blazes, leather, that's going to be ink for the ink farm that we made. And then green for cactus farm. There's a tiny cactus farm under here, but a bigger one. And then the rest of those will be for items and whatnot. And over here, like I said before, are going to be multi-item sorting systems. So I've been thinking about it for a while, and I've been laying out some blocks behind there to see what I think's going to work. So let's just get right into building the item filters in the back and getting them all set up. And I think this is going to be the way the storage is going to go. And right here, I think I want to put some type of hopper system that takes it down, that drops it into some droppers, and that'll send it up and into the system. So this will be the input. So that's what I'm thinking. So let's start work on those item filters. Okay, now that all that's in, it would be best to take a look in Spectator. So the items will come up an item elevator here into this input. They'll run over these item filters back here. If they can make it through, they go down, unlocked by this torch, into this barrel. The reason there's a barrel here is this can just be a hopper, but the less hoppers you can use, the more lag efficient. So it goes into the barrel, down into the hoppers, then it's going to go all the way down and over into the chest that it can go into. If it can't make it through, it goes through this hopper line. Barrels just used in place of hoppers. Down this hopper line, which runs over more item filters. If they can make it through these item filters, they go down and they have access to these 4 bottom chests, and they'll go in here if they can. If they can't, they will continue along this line, which will wrap around and go to this block, and this will be Nimbomb's multi-item sorter. And like I said, composters on top of hoppers. I actually need to put some on these, but it's just easier for you to see without them. So now the only thing that has to be done is the item filters need to be set up. So what we do with the snowballs is, we generally know the way an item filter works is you put an item in each slot, like it would be a different item, like say it's netherrack. You put that in there, and then the top one's going to be stone. We fill it up with stone, and then it's going to run through until it hits a certain number. It's going to be 41 or 42, 41. Well, if we take this back out and put in an item that stacks to 16, and then we can add more snowballs. You see, now there only needs 13 items in here. Needs 9. And now you only need 1 item in here. And it only costs 11 items that stack to 16 because they have a higher signal strength. Ooh, I was about to say, I hope I make this jump. So what that does is it still puts out a signal strength of 2, but it just takes less items to output a signal strength of 3. That'll turn this filter off and let an item through. So if you had a water stream up here instead of just a hopper stream, like if it's just hoppers, this really doesn't matter. You can leave it up there as 41 because the items are never going to come in faster than hopper speed. But if you have a water stream that's sending stacks of items along, well, if you got 41 and you got to get to 64, that's only going to be 23 items it can take in at any time, whereas this can take in 63 items. So that would mean you have multiple filters set up as stone if you had a water stream coming by, and you wouldn't need as many, so it's just more efficient. I think I'm going to make some deep storage underneath until 117 comes, because I'm not going in raiding no more. I really don't want to go in raiding. It's okay for a couple hours, but then after that it gets kind of tedious. So once 117 comes and you got renewable shulker shells, then I'm going to pack everything into shulker boxes. And then what'll probably happen is this down here, since this is filtered for stone and cobble, like these 4 chests down here would be for stone and cobble, and then these 3 chests up here would be for shulker boxes of stone and cobble. But anyway, that's pretty much the storage system done. I just have to go through and set all those filters. So let's do that. Through the magic of editing, it's going to get done quick. See you on the other side. Okay, I've done a lot of work since I talked about item filters back here. So the item filters are done. Not every slot has a filter. As you can see, these 6 on the end are still open. But I've done a lot of work in here. So I have item distribution here, which we'll look at in just a second. Then I have crafting benches that you can access, and also smithing table and cartography. You can access it all the way down to the end. So using this same type of distribution system there with the minecart hoppers, right here, this splits it into 8 hoppers, and then using barrels as hoppers again, it comes down here, and each dropper is fed by 2 hoppers. So items go in double speed. A comparator reads an out. Hello, bat. A comparator reads an output from the dropper, sends a signal through 4 repeaters on full delay or 5 repeaters. That just makes it stay on longer. These 2 observers look at each other, and then these fire out all their items into this water stream. And since there's 2, I just made them merge into 1. They go down here, all the way down here to this. And they go up there with this soul sand item elevator. They go up there to the top, to right here. They come through here, and I've got 40. There's 40 inventory slots with these hoppers here. There's 8 hoppers. So I can fill this chest full, and nothing is going to be left up here to despawn by the time it all gets done. And I also added, if there's anything that comes through this hopper, this light will turn on and show me that it's in fact working. So that is this entire storage wall 100% done. It works. Everything's good. Everything gets sorted. That's pretty much it. This thing is done and dusted. I'm very happy with it. So now I'm going to tidy up and just kind of clean up around the base. And in the meantime, let's get some paths going. We're going to start over here at the melon pumpkin farm. I'm going to put down a little bit of the floor, and we're going to set up a path. Our first path that, what everything's going to look like. It's going to use the smooth stone blocks, and that's going to be part of our path design. It's the design that I just really like it. So we're going to hop into this little time lapse and just watch it, and I'll meet you on the other side. And now we've got this nice path done, and I still do plan on putting gray carpets with lighting down the center of the entire path, but that'll come at a later date. But hey, we got our first path in, our first real path. That's pretty cool. And down here, which you probably already saw in the time lapse, I did a little bit of redstone. So what this does is that trapdoor will change this wall and the observer will detect that. It'll zero tick this piston to push the redstone block over, and all that's going to do is lock this hopper. And what that does is right now everything comes through here, melons and pumpkins, they go straight down into the dropper and then down there into the water stream, which takes it into storage. So that's hooked up now as well. And when this redstone is on, it'll block this hopper. It'll lock it, sorry. So the items will go down, over, into the composter, come out as bone meal, into the dropper, and into the storage system. So that'll work out very nice. So that's this whole farm done now. The melon pumpkin farm is completely done. And once I have enough melons and pumpkins that I'm satisfied with, I guess, then we can just let it continuously make bone meal for us. That'll just be a nice passive income of bone meal. And we still have to put up the building around the melon and pumpkin farm too. And I'm really excited for doing that one. I still got to gather up some more resources, but that building, I'm really proud of it. But next thing we got to work on is sugarcane, because I keep on needing books and I also need some leather. So the next thing we're probably going to work on is a sugarcane farm. So let's start on that. It's probably going to be our next thing. All right. Well, we got this thing done, and while you weren't looking, I put in the tube here. I didn't cover it up all the way, but I put in the tube for this to send items into the storage system all the way down there. So that's taken care of. And the original plan with this was to build up a sugarcane farm that was, one that you don't fall off of. But it was going to be, I think, 5 of these modules high. And this one's only 2 modules high. But if we take a look at the storage, I've got a decent amount of sugarcane already. So I'm kind of set for that. And I also made a map. So this is the map of the base before I put in the road and before I put in the sugarcane farm. And this is after the sugarcane and the road was put in. It's just kind of nice to see that little bit of connection being made, you know. I think that really, it's starting to be something, you know. Once we start connecting everything together, I think it's going to look pretty cool. Yeah, we got a sugarcane farm over there. That's the library, that big stone slab. We got central, melon pumpkin farm, and the iron farm. Ooh. So we got a good bit done today. Got this whole wall of storage done. And not only that, the item distribution to it, kind of the storage room with this down here. And then we have our kind of, item distribution that brings our items to the storage room. Got our path put in, our very first path, and we hooked up our new sugarcane farm to the storage room and our melon pumpkin farm to the storage room. So that's quite a lot of stuff that got done today. So I sure hope you've enjoyed it. And I'll see you in the next episode. I appreciate you hanging out with me for this little bit of time. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.